Welcome to our steamy, sexy Silent Hill Ascension post show. I am Noah here with the delightful Layla. Now, did we just watch Howgrid getting shipped?
We watched some intimacy. We watched some tender warmth. We watched a little face touch. We watched a little bit of a love affair brewing. Noah, there was so much going on. Happy bon voyage to the ship sailing.
Oh my God, I'm flustered. She said it. She was like, okay, I admit, I say it. She, and I see Jinx Sprinkles says, Aunties are a mess.
What else is new?
Jinx Sprinkles, you are no detective. All you need is 2 eyes, which Rachel doesn't have. But anyway, I see the destined. Oh, never mind. But yes, so we did see Haugen confess her love to her Astrid. We don't know yet where this ship is going to sail, but the ship is definitely, we're like, I guess, manning the ship, or what are we doing? Prepping it to sail.
I am laying down on the deck, beautifully splayed, ready to be painted like somebody's French girl, posing, walking on sunshine. That's what I'm doing.
Well, I'm right there with you on deck, Layla. But let's talk about another thing that happened to us in Norway today. It's the video that premiered today, where Brit's survival surprises Niels, and she learns about the pain they carry to this day. So, yeah, thank you. So, as you said, Layla, Niels hasn't been exactly shy about their pain.
No, beautiful, non-binary, traumatized he/they royalty is absolutely upfront in our faces about what he's going through, and now he's also up in Brit's face about what he's been going through by way of attempted murder. But it seems like there could have been a violent end to the violent means, but there wasn't. There was just a deep sense of shame.
Yeah, so look at our beautiful audience. You chose that Brit will forgive them. And that was a beautiful moment. Brit was like, I'm gonna forgive you. And then Niels was like, I don't deserve your forgiveness. And then Brit was like, you're gonna take it anyway. I love that. It's a bit of a tough love, to break through the walls of pain and resentment, and I think it's cool. Now, I don't know, maybe that was actually domination. maybe,
and that's the fun of hiding these labels, is who's to say, really? Not us, not until after it's over. But yeah, very good for Knowles for avoiding going out on a very, very violent note. I wonder if perhaps this will help free them of their own perception of pain, and perhaps maybe not remind Brit every 5 minutes of the awful thing her sister did that she lives with also and is also traumatized by. But who's to say?
Right. Yeah, that's the thing, right? People keep forgetting that Brit and the Johanses are also freaking traumatized. It's not like they were like, yeah, let's have our sister kill everybody. They were like, oh no, that sucks. But let's talk about our Howgrid ship. Can production please show that up on screen? It's the decision that's opening today. And Layla, could you please read it for us?
How will Astrid react to Haugen's confession? This is a fate choice, but which fate's which? Who's to say? Tell her it's a bad time, push her away, or profess her love. Petals, 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 sparkle, sparkle, sparkles, beautiful romance.
Romance! So I have a feeling that our audience is going to be professing. I was trying to think if I can swing some pun, I don't think so. Maybe not this time.
I'm currently trying to convert the lyrics from the Paris song from Anastasia to see if I can make a pun there, and it's not working either.
Oh my god! I love that movie. But I wonder why. Telling her it's a bad time, I don't see our audience doing that, to be honest. But who knows? Maybe people will come and try to, intercept the ship, the Howgrid ship.
Maybe we got some cold, hard pragmatists in the audience who, think that perhaps maybe we wait until after the monsters are dispelled to figure out what a relationship looks like. Or perhaps we just got some people who saw the movie Speed once upon a time and let that change their brain chemistry, and now are like Sandra Bullock, Keanu Reeves, danger is an aphrodisiac kind of people. So...
Oh my god, haven't we always been? By the way, forgiving Niels was the redemption option, which is now revealed because the choice was made. So, good on us. Forgiveness was the redemption way. So, let's talk about Norway so far. Again, just recapping, there's a lot to process. Production, can you please show that on screen? And Leila, please read it for us.
When Astrid wakes up back at the farm without Orson, she recounts what he's most afraid of. Nils and Britt get to the docks but find people searching for a boat too. They work together to distract them. After Nils's attempt to betray her, Britt tells herself to deal with him, and deal with him she did. She forgave him.
She did deal. And she did not deal with drugs, which is a beautiful thing. Like Britt, it doesn't matter if she's executing revenge. She shouldn't be around drugs. Like, straight up, I think that the road of overdosing them would potentially lead her back to like temptation and the clutches of her addiction. So we should not be handling any sort of drugs. I'm very proud of us. We took the high horse. No.
The high road. High horse bad. High road good.
Okay, just a crowd. Remember this, audience. High horse, no. High road, yes. But yes, and so we did choose the redemption option here. But we have a lot to discuss in Pennsylvania as well, because we did also see that the townspeople of Hope's Junction have started being like, all culty about our little demonic offspring and our mother. Who knows what they want? Not something good, it seems.
No, the townspeople in both locations are really going through it, right? Because what we're seeing in Norway is very much Nils having been able to very easily rile up some people to point a gun in Britt's face and to, threaten her with violence. And meanwhile, in Hope's Junction, the townspeople are just all at Twitter. They're all just a titter at Twitter, running around screaming because the monsters have very visibly gotten in their faces, whereas in Norway, they've at least more or less huddled in the ice hotel and are under Leho's beautiful protection. So it's a lot to handle, especially when you're Hernandez or Johansson and your child is missing, and you're dealing with a bunch of stuff you didn't unpack in therapy and are now having to unpack in real time while the monsters are coming. It's tense as hell. But hey, production, if you wouldn't mind throwing Pennsylvania up for us. Ta-ta. So in Pennsylvania, Eric watches as the people of Hope's Junction realize that the monsters have a connection to Faith. Faith continues to command monsters to defend her as Eric tries to control the situation. And then Rachel tries to stop Faith from commanding the monsters to attack the people in town. This is where that beautiful hug, that beautiful mother-daughter connection, this is where that is happening.
That warm embrace. I actually was thinking maybe like Rachel would sing. You remember one time when Rachel was holding like a fake baby, an imaginary baby, and she was like singing in Spanish a lullaby?
A beautiful lullaby, yes.
A really beautiful and a beautiful delivery of that lullaby as well. I was thinking maybe she would like we would revisit the lullaby. But I really loved more like the chancla approach that we saw. Like, Faith, you stop that right now. That was what she needed.
That's my favorite trend on Instagram Reels, because I'm old. There's I trust my wife, and it's a bunch of wives throwing la chancla at their spouses. And I think we should, if Rachel wants to blow up on TikTok, maybe Faith can trust her mother, and she can get some nice spooks in throwing the chancla and make a pretty penny from some TikTok lives. Just a suggestion for the Hernandez family. Maybe they become like a family influencer.
Perhaps. Yeah, I think chancla it up. I say Silent Hill mommy says Faith needs la chancla. Sometimes a girl just needs that, like a daughter. If you don't respect your parents, who you're gonna respect? Who you're gonna respect in this life except the chancla and the parent? But it seemed to be a good approach. Now, but the Hope Junctions, like, do they want to kill Faith? What? Because they were like, she's the one, and like, she's like our savior. But then they're like, the mother would do.
They seem pretty fixated on her, kind of either way. We got people coming after her in this obsessive way. And listen, even if they were coming after her to feed her marshmallows, I still, maybe as a parent, wouldn't want that amount or intensity of attention on my child.
That's too many marshmallows, and this is not good for your children. So watch out with that sugar. We are sugary.
We are anti-marshmallow. Yeah. We are pro-chancla, anti-horse. These are the views of this podcast.
Anti-horse, pro-road, pro-chancla, anti-marshmallows. Okay, but about the decisions made so far, production, can you pull that up for our Laluchka to read, please? The decisions so far. It's okay if not. Don't worry.
Yeah, it's chill. I can do it. I have a teleprompter. So how will Britt overcome the hostile townspeople to get the boats? Y'all chose the suffering option, distract them herself. Who will Rachel decide Faith be safest with? She chose herself, the damnation path. And what will Eric do about Faith demanding he kneel? You said that man will remain standing, and that is the suffering path. Team Suffering really benefiting from this no labels environment.
Yay! Finally, suffering here. We're towards the closing of the canon run, but the suffering is really coming back here. It's really fun that we jumbled all this stuff. To be honest, I'm really like, I don't know. I don't know what's the good way. Again, like, the road to hell is paved with good intentions, and a lot of times in the past we had something that would seem good, like, remember when we sent Brit down damnation paths because we wanted her to mend her relationship with Astrid so much?
Yeah, and I mean, like, the girls are off to a rocky start, and now they're kind of on the same team, right? They've got a mission, and the mission is get out of this alive. But it is very interesting that not only is the road to hell paved by good intention, but we've discussed many, many times on this program that sometimes the nice thing isn't necessarily the kind thing. And I think now the folks who want, either Camp Redemption or Camp Damnation really have to wrestle with what our writers intended, and whether or not, for once, the nice thing does match up with the kind thing, or maybe it doesn't. And we're adding like a little fog, a little layer of mystery to what our audience may want to happen. So I'm also pro.
Right. And Layla, if I gotta be damned, I want to be damned dancing through the night with you. And I paid a little homage to our boy Meatloaf, up in the heavens or down in hell. But anyway, like a bat out of hell. Anyway,
I missed your references so much.
I'm sorry. I missed you too, Layla. I think about you all the time. But yes, we do have also a decision that's opening today. Production, can you please show that up on screen? And Layla will perhaps do us the honors of reading it. It's a bit, I'm not trying to test your eyesight, Layla, because I would fail that test, honestly. I cannot read that small.
I can, it's fine. How will Astrid react to Haugen's confession? Push her away, tell her it's a bad time, or profess her love? My secret is that I have it bigger on the side screen. Hey, listen, we got Team Profess. We got a lot of professors, professors in the chat, and I love that. I listen, I as a person have a gooey caramel center. I'm a lover, I'm a dancer. I love love. So I will personally be pretty jazzed if the ship continues to sail. I also love boats, so, you know.
Yes.
James Sprinkles says, whoever doesn't choose Profess gets La Chancla.
Ha! Listen up here, you get a chancla threat. And we have another host in our pre and post shows that does love boats.
Captain Tugboat.
Around Captain Tugboat is listening here from the ether waves or something from the celluloid or silver screen. Anyways, yes, so we have backstabbing Niels forgiven. We have a mother's love potentially soothing the monsters, but also angry townspeople freaking out and obsessing about our little girl and her mother now. We don't know what's going to go down. And we have to decide if Astrid is going to profess the love. Are you profession or push her away or tell her it's a bad time? Sorry. Oh my God, my poor little throat. I'm so sorry. But Leila, we are getting close to the end of the show here, right?
We super are. I'm having a great time watching chat here. Have a good time, and it's great to be back. It's been a minute since the two of us have been together and here to discuss Silent Hill. And I know we're reaching kind of the end of the canon story, which just means that the action is gonna ramp up, and we'll have so much to talk about, Noah, in these coming weeks.
It is ramping up. So let me just recap before we sign off here. We have our kids, Orson still at large. We don't know, maybe with Daddy Emulator. Well, maybe that's his daddy. We never saw his daddy. Honestly, fan fiction. Listen, make it happen, everybody. So we have maybe Emulator Daddy with our boy Orson. We have Astrid having to figure out if she's going to profess the love, if she's going to say it's a bad time, or I forgot what else, but I don't like that option because I want her to profess the love. Just kidding, I'm not biased at all. But we also have the townspeople of Hope's Junction coming after the Hernandez mother and child duo. So we have a lot going on. Please stick around in the app. We have our lovely puzzles. We love our puzzles. And production, can you please show up the next show graphic? Because I like to remind everybody when they can see all of this beauty. So the next show, we have pre-shows at 5:40 p.m. Pacific time on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. And every weekday at 6 p.m. Pacific time, we have the show, a new episode. And we have post shows right after on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. So be sure to join us here. I hardly remember what day it is. I think it's Monday.
Monday, yeah.
Okay, yeah, it's Monday. So we'll see you guys.
I need to think about it too, don't worry.
Yeah, we'll see you everybody on Wednesday at the pre-show. But meanwhile, check in tomorrow, watch the show, see what's going down. We're gonna miss you. Have a good night, everybody. Mwah.